the issue here is that there are some tricks that these people use to get money from you. One, they first blackmail you with
Exactly.
blood ties. Hey, when they call you brother, sister, or nyatewa, whatever, it is never about you.
And
just know that you are on your own.
And then they usually say that what your brother has eaten is not lost.
What your brother has eaten is not lost.
And you realize that it never comes back.
Tendacho kwa mganga. Whatever goes to the magician doesn't come back.
So that's a myth. That what your brother has eaten is not lost. It's a myth.
Don't fall for that trap. They use blood ties to blackmail you. They use God. God will punish you if you don't help them out of poverty. They use blood ties. They also can use your parents. If they realize you love your mother so much and you listen to him, they now don't ask you for the money. They ask your mother and the mother gets to you from you. And there is the trap.
That's what they did to the story of Jesus, the first miracle of Jesus. Okay? They actually went to the mother so that the mother could talk to Jesus. And Jesus was saying, my time is not yet.
Yeah,
but because it was the mother, Jesus had to do it anyway.
Jesus had to do it anyway.
So you have to
he gave them Muratina. They swallowed Muratina. Guys were like...
And they said, why do you keep the best for the last?
Now the problem, these people, when they want small money, they ask directly. Bro, please, you know, I'm into this problem and I have this problem and I have this problem. And they lay it on you the way you have come from far. And they use all those emotional appeals until they get the money from you. That is when they need small money like 1K, 2,000, up to about 10,000. But when they want big money, it comes in two forms. Either they are asking for a loan to settle some pressing issue they will return.
And or, they never return. They never return.
Ni chendacho kwa mganga, whatever goes to the magician, whether it goes out as sadaka or maybe an offering, or it goes out like a loan to them, or a business venture.
So that's what I wanted to mention. Another blackmail. I'm starting a business.
I'm starting a business and this is my only chance out of poverty.
Let me tell you a story. So you see, people who have really struggled to get out of poverty, we have gone through so many experiences that is able to tell if something is not viable.
Exactly.
So when you tell them this thing is not viable, do you know what they tell you? Sisi ndio tuko kwa ground.
We are the people
we know.
We are the people who know what is happening on the ground.
This thing, and then you decide to give them. You tell them this thing is going to fail. Sisi ndio tuko kwa ground.
No, there's some level of blackmail there.
It's
like if you don't give this money, it's like in the future if you find me still poor this way, it is your fault.
It's your fault.
You are the one who...
You could have invested.
If you did this,
capital.
And remember whenever they are coming, they are sure you have money. You have no right to not have money.
Yeah, true.
You must have money. If you don't have money, that means you are forgetting that God chose you to save them. And the blackmail continues. God is always in the
picture.
In the picture. Waiting to punish you for not helping them.
For not helping them.
And God is not your God. God is their God. With whom they can punish you if you don't do what? You don't help them. And then there is this issue of emergencies.
Hey, let's talk about emergencies.
My friend, you are the policeman and doctor on call.
Before we go to emergency, I just had because this is true stories, and also even though we are ranting, so you realize this person tells me they want a business, they want to do a business, because the business was already they had started the business.
They had started the business.
So I get a story that, or I get report that biashara imeanguka, and then you call and ask, so nimesikia biashara yako imeanguka, what can we do to make it stand? And then the lady tells me, oh, I'll need rent, I'll need sijui unga ngano mbili, I'll need sugar, and so you ask, beat the total and then give me the sum.
Crunch the numbers.
Crunch the numbers. And then you see they want like 2,000. Out of good heart, you ask them, how much is the rent for the 3 months? So that by then, you know,
you want to pay up front so that
the business is sustainable. They have peace of mind.
Yeah.
And what pained me...
Because you are a savior.
Because I'm a savior.
Yeah, Jesus Christ doesn't stop from saving people for their lifetime.
So the painful part, and it happens in most cases, you give them money, even extra, and they don't do that business at all.
Always it is framed as a way of achieving self-reliance. And then the blackmail follows.
Yes.
If you don't help us get self-reliance, it means that you want us to continue depending on you. And that is not godly.
That is not godly. And you know, my father used to tell me, if you don't support your siblings, they will steal from you.
Exactly. You will never have peace in life.
They will steal from you. So you need to take them to school. Even if they are getting zeros in maths, and so, you need to push them so that they stop stealing from you.
Of course, they will also tell you that they will be your burden.
Exactly.
If you postpone it, they will be a burden when it is now too late.
Exactly.
And you can't help them. And now there is this thing, they make emergencies. They come up with emergencies.
Yes.
But look at those projects you are talking about. This is a rant, and we don't have to be procedural.
We don't have procedure.
Yeah, we are not following any order.
Yes.
We can go forth
and back. So let's talk about emergencies.
No, not emergencies. There are those projects. Somebody wants to build a house. So, you know, there is this thing you have been preaching to them, that they also have to try to help themselves before you can. So that they meet you halfway. So let's say a house should be built at, maybe the cost of building a house is maybe 20,000.
Or 80.
Or let's say, but...
Which house is being built at 20,000?
No.
Say 80,000 and save me.
I don't have to be reasonable. This is a rant.
Okay, let's build your house with 20K.
So the cost of building this house, because of course people are poor, so they build some makeshift for, maybe it is a lion, for bringing that agwen. Now the problem,
if you miss that lion, just cram
what agwen is. Now, you know, they know very well that you will ask them what their
contributing.
Yes. So they know very well the actual cost of building the house is 20,000. But you will ask
how much are they bringing.
So they inflate the cost. They tell you it is
40,000,
35 or 30, and struggled to get 10.
So you give 20.
So you give 20.
You realize that you have built the house by yourself.
You built the whole house single-handedly.
They have the cost.
And when you get into that house, there is no one who handles you like someone who built that house. No. You walk in and you don't find food. They don't cook for you. If they cook for you, there's no special, like you are not special. You remember what Jesus said? The Son of Man doesn't have what? Doesn't even have a place
to put his head.
So you are not supposed to have a place to put your head. You are a savior.
So let me tell you what saviors do in this case. We try to give people life that they can't afford.
Exactly.
So you build for your brother or your uncle or your whoever a house that even if he looks at it, he can't afford it. So that gives him the appetite to live like people who are above him economically. So because you are supposed to save them and bring them to. And when when they have that pressure, who are they coming again to? I don't have a TV. You built for me a nice house. I don't have a TV. So it's very dangerous thing to do, because you just bring more appetite that you can't satisfy.
And the human ones are insatiable. So you are always going to be asked for more
and more.
And there are
they don't care. Even if they asked you last week, this week you should be having more money.
And there's no, if you try to lie, to tell them that you want to concentrate on yourself, Allah, you can't do that. It's not allowed. Every time you want to buy for yourself some clothing, you have to remember that you come from a place where people are poor. So you don't have a right to focus on anything for yourself. You can't start a business because they will use that business to establish whether you are rich or not. And it will determine their next the value of their next help. The next amount,
request they make.
Yeah, because if they have been asking for 500, for 300, for 2,000, if you start some business and they see you have really invested a lot, now they are coming for 10,000. And this time round, they come with big dreams. They want to get out of poverty in the next 2 months. There's a time, this is interesting. One of them says that we want to get into this joint venture. Normally, joint ventures, if you are kama unaomoka, they come in the name of, I want us to work on this together as a family business. So you give knowing very well that part of it is yours.
Exactly.
But at some point, you don't reason that way. You say, even if I don't get anything, whatever my brother has eaten
is not lost.
It's not lost. So you say, if he starts the business and actually gets out of poverty, it will be one less burden.
One less burden, exactly.
Now you give out all you have, 70,000,
with all your
40,000, 80,000, and they give you real-time reports on how they are doing this thing. And then some point, they stop communication.
They go on mute.
They go on mute.
They just go on mute.
They just go on mute.
When they see fruits, they go on mute.
But during that time they are on mute, you realize that they got married if they were not married, or they have multiple girlfriends and they have better phones, and a lot of things have changed in their life. Life is working for them. They say Jesus is working and they are on mute.
They are on mute.
Not even on mute. They are absent.
They are absent.
They're not even there. So at some point you start asking questions. Where did this go? How did it go? And they give you some explanation. This device got stolen and something happened. Or they promise to tell you. Immediately they tell you, I will tell you. Know that they will not tell you.
They will not tell you.
It means that whatever they are supposed to tell you is too ugly for you to listen to.